Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to AEW New Year's Smash Night 2 out of 10. Of course last week was a huge success. We saw Bullet Club reuniting, so we can't wait for all of the fallout from that. And we've got some huge matches today, such as Darby Allin versus Brian Cage for the TNT title. We started off with Pac versus Eddie Kingston. No, Eddie Kingston was already in the ring when the broadcast began. Kingston and Pac went back and forth continuously at the beginning of the match before Pac headed to the top rope after he got in control for a bit and hit Eddie Kingston with a black arrow and covered him for the win. This was an excellent match to kick off New Year's Smash, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Things almost broke down in the ring following the match as Butcher and the Blade faced off against Felix and Penta, but at the end it all turned out to be fine. Next up we got Chuck Taylor versus Miro. After Miro puts Trent on the shelf, Chuck Taylor looked for revenge. Miro was just dominant in this match, basically. He hit a monstrous Samoan drop, planting Chucky T in the middle of the ring. The best man followed up with a series of right hands and then a massive spinning leg lariat for the win. I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. Obviously this was fun. Just want to see more of this from Miro because we know what he can do and I just want him to get a bigger push in AEW, to be honest. Inner Circle are out next, announcing their New Year's resolutions. MJF said that his resolution for 2021 was to strengthen bonds with the rest of the Inner Circle. Santana and Ortiz were handpicked by the Inner Circle, and Sammy Guevara wasn't happy, moaning about MJF, which is what Santana and Ortiz were doing. And then it all got down into a bit of a argument. And we're going to get Jake Hager and Sammy Guevara versus Santana and Ortiz versus Chris Jericho and MJF next week. Let's see how that goes. But anyway, next up we got Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus the Varsity Bronze and Danny Limelight. This was basically dominance from the word go. It originally looked like Omega would team with the Young Bucks, but Don Callis announced that it would be the Good Brothers, by the way. But anyway, this was basically dominance. Omega dominated Danny Limelight, and Omega and the Good Brothers isolated Griff Garrison once he finally got the tag in and hit him with the Magic Killer for the win. After the match, John Moxley's music hit and Moxley was in control for a bit before he got outnumbered, and that was pretty much the end of the segment. I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10. Really enjoyable, this Moxley Omega Good Brothers stuff, and I'm expecting it to develop further next week when it's not a special episode kind of thing. The waiting room, hosted by Dr. Britt Baker, made its debut tonight. Britt Baker introduced Cody as the first guest and said that she had a second surprise guest, which turned out to be Jade Cargill. Red Velvet then came onto the set before they got started and confronted Jade in the middle of the set. Red Velvet didn't back down and slapped Cargill across the face. Cargill then hit back with a nasty slap of her own, and we saw the two of them physically come together before Thunder Rosa came on screen following the waiting room, announcing that she was fighting Britt Baker next. Nice, I suppose. FTR versus Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt was next. The former AEW World Tag Team Champions were in control from the start, to be honest. Wheeler was just in control of Stunt before Jungle Boy got the tag in. And then the Lucha Boys did get a bit of offence before Tully Blanchard got involved from ringside, allowing FTR to hit the stunt and the big rig for the win. I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. A decent enough match. Maybe deserves a 6.75 out of 10. Just that I'd like to see both teams doing a bit more at the moment. Serena Deeb versus Ty Conti for the NWA Women's title was next. Ty Conti made a pretty decent start, actually. Locking in a hell look before Deeb took Conti down with a wrist lock, so it continued to be very back and forth really during the match. Conti tried to hit a TKO about midway through the match before Deeb blocked it and reversed it and hit Conti with a detox to pin her in the middle of the ring. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Both women looked outstanding here, and these are the sort of matches we need from the women's division. But in our main event, it was Darby Allin versus Brian Cage. Darby Allin went right after Cage as soon as the bell rang. He especially targeted the knee. They went outside for a bit before back in the ring. Cage tossed Allin outside like a sack of potatoes. Brian Cage continued to punish Darby, and it looked like Cage was closing in on the world title before Sting appeared, distracted Ricky Starks, allowing Darby Allin to get the advantage. Darby Allin used the opening hit to hit a crucifix bomb from the top rope for the win. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Really, really entertaining match to finish the show. Overall this week, AEW Dynamite gets a 6.75 out of 10 from me. This was a really good show. I think it picked up those towards the end, and maybe not as good as the first New Year's Smash, but this definitely wasn't a bad show at all, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I just can't wait for next week because the storylines just keep progressing in AEW. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my other channels on the screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!